Hello, darling. Welcome to Lifestyle Manifesting. I'm Shannon. On my channel, I talk all about manifesting as a lifestyle. Today, I want to talk about what are you emotional about? Because whatever you are emotional about is what you're going to be creating. Do you understand that what you're focusing on, your consciousness, is creating your reality? So what are you intensely emotional about? You have to be asking yourself. You have to pay attention to your world. If you want to manifest money, if you want to manifest love in a person, in a relationship in your life, if you want to manifest anything, health and wellness and well-being, manifest any body changes, manifest anything, manifest any material object, you have to be aware of what you're emotional about, because whatever you are emotional about will create your future. If you want to create love, you can't be at home sad and feeling sorry for yourself, because that's only going to create more of it. Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone joining. So I wanted to talk about regulating your emotional state. Use breathing techniques to regulate your emotional state. Do it every morning. My favorite technique is rhythmic breathing. This is what first responders use when they are in situations that are highly intense. So do you understand, when you wake up and regulate your nervous system, that's going to transfer into your future. Whether you imagine your desire or you regulate your nervous system through breathing techniques, that will change your future outcome for the day. Start your day with a breathing technique. Get yourself into a calm place. If you're reacting to circumstances, then you're creating more of those circumstances. If you're reacting to circumstances, do you understand? That means that you don't understand that circumstances don't matter. When you react to circumstances, you are demonstrating that you don't understand circumstances don't matter. Think about that. It's really important. What you're emotional about, how you're emotionally reacting to your reality, is going to create more of it. Now, start getting emotional about love. Be emotional about your dream home. Picture yourself in your dream home. Picture yourself already in your relationship. Picture yourself already loved. Hello, Holly. Lovely. When I say picture yourself, you could affirm it. You could imagine it using like a picture in your mind, right? A mind movie. You could see a movie, however you want to do that. You could script it, but you need to think from already having your desire. And you can know you have your desire. And you must persevere until you have your desire. When you're emotional about what's happening in your reality, you're going to be creating more of it. But you could be emotional about what you love. Make a note in your phone or somewhere. Make a note right now or comment here that you're going to be emotional about what you love. I am emotional about what I love. Because when you're reacting to circumstances, you could start imagining what you love. Imagining that you're not taking no for an answer, or deciding. Decide that you're not taking no for an answer. Decide that you're getting what you want, and get emotional about what you do want. Picture yourself with what you do want. If that bill comes in the mail and you feel like you can't pay it, don't get emotional that you can't pay the bill. Get emotional deciding, you know what? I'm going to pay this bill. I could picture myself paying this bill. This is a choice. This takes a disciplined mind. If you want to create a reality where you're manifesting using your imagination, this faculty only, you can do this. You can manifest that money flows into your life, but you have to see it that way. So if a bill comes in, if some of you are saying, well, I don't have the money to pay my bills, well, you got to get more emotional about paying your bill. When that bill comes in, make a decision. You're paying that bill. You love to pay bills. Get emotional about what you love. Get emotional about thinking about your bank account growing. Get emotional about the homes or investments or whatever it is that you want your life to be. Like, what do you see yourself as? Who do you see yourself as? See yourself as wealthy. See yourself as love. If you don't have any reflection, let's say there's you're ghosted from your specific person, or you don't have love, or you haven't had love, or you've been rejected, then don't get emotional about that anymore, because this world is a projection of your consciousness. Yes, all my bills are always paid. You got to get emotional about what you want. So if you've been rejected, you need to get emotional about what you do want. Who cares that you got rejected? Because when you decide that you don't care about that anymore, you're going to stand in that version of you who knows you're loved. Get emotional about love. Get emotional about romance. Picture yourself having it. Give it to yourself. There's so many ways you could do this on a daily basis. Always receiving money. But just affirm, I get what I desire no matter what. Exactly. Customize your life. Okay, so let me answer some of your questions. Hi, everyone. I imagine money is me. I believe everything always works out for me no matter what is in the 3D. I love it. See, you're going to see it coming in. And the more that you imagine it, you're going to create that reality. Yeah, money is you. You understand everything is you. I love that. Claudia, I manifested the boyfriend I was with for 3 years, but I caught him cheating. Advice. Well, first, you manifested your boyfriend, right? That's what you wanted. But remember, okay, so you want to take that as a success because you had thoughts that brought that desire to you. Now, why did this all happen with the cheating? Look at your thoughts. Go within. What were you thinking? What were you afraid of? What was your fear? Or what was your insecurity? Because that's what manifested. What did you assume? Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you assumed, you had some assumption. As you were in this relationship, you had some assumption. What was that assumption? You want to start to identify what that assumption was. Identify that. You should know what it is. It should be like coming to the forefront of your mind right now. What were you thinking? Because the world's a reflection of you 100%. You have the power to change this. What do you want? That's where you got to put your focus. You have to put your focus on what is it that you want. Ask yourself, what is it that I want? Loyalty, love, security, feeling safe, feeling important. Someone who's loyal to me, someone who sees my value. But you got it. So if those are the ideas of what you want with your person in your relationship, then that's what you have to see. What do you want? You can create a reality with this same person where they are absolutely devoted and loyal to you. But that is the reality that you must see, and you must see that reality only. Because if tonight you start remembering about the cheating and start letting that contemplate or go through your mind, then you are creating more of that for the future. You have to have a disciplined mind. Understand, you created that experience. It was unconscious. So it's not about blame. Understand that. It's not about feeling bad or blaming yourself or being a victim. This is about you realizing that you are empowered to create whatever you want in this reality. It is literally a projection of your consciousness. Everything in your reality is yourself pushed out. It is what you believe it to be, what you've been consenting to be true in your world. We look at people and we're like, oh, they look like a player, just because of what they look like, or because of what they said, or because of what someone else might have told you. Okay, do you understand? Those are things that we have been consenting to as true, and you consented to that as true in the past because you didn't know you were the creator. So my advice for you, Claudia, what do you want? Okay. First of all, wait, let's step back. First of all, you're the creator. You're the author. You're the operant power. Operant power means you're operating your reality. If you want to change it, you have to operate it. That means you have to imagine something that you do want. Okay. So number one, you're the creator. Number two, what do you want? And then that's where you put your focus. And you can't bring up the cheating anymore. You have to see, if it's this person you want to manifest, you have to see the version of them who is devoted to you. And you speak to yourself as if you already have that. You could also manifest new love with someone new. Focus on the ideas of what you want, which I gave some examples. Loyalty, secure, right? You want to feel secure in a relationship. So you want to see yourself as someone who's secure, committed to, loyal, valuable, worthy. I would recommend that you are saying those things about yourself. And that also means in the 3D, don't accept anything lower or less. Don't accept anything less. Kelsey, do you need to do actions in order to get whatever you desire? We are going to live life creating, moving, and having action in reality. But do you know that your reaction is a result of what you're imagining? Your imagination always overrides the physical action. So what do you need to do? By the way, imagining it is an action. Okay, so this is my perspective on reality creation. And actually, this is also what Neville Goddard teaches. What you imagine and what you're imagining as an action in your imagination, it's always overriding your reality. All you have to do is test it. So what do you mean? What do you have to take action? No, you don't. You could create the reality where you're a magnet, everything comes to you. But you have to see it that way in your imagination until it becomes, like right now, it's not that way, right? People, you're all here because it's not exactly the way you want it to be. But you have to understand that your imagination always overrides the 3D. So even if you don't see a physical change yet, you're going to continue to know it or believe it or imagine it. All of those are one and the same, okay? The more you imagine it, the more you're actually believing it, which is not required to manifest your desire, but you will start believing it because you have imagined it over and over enough. And you will see results that you'll believe it. I know that this is true because when I first started my journey, I just started affirming certain things about how I wanted my life to be. Then I would get phone calls about it. When I felt like I wasn't included, like there was a time where I was like, gosh, everybody's all doing stuff and they're having barbecues and I'm not really included, right? That was my thought. But I realized, wait a minute, if I'm creating my reality, all I have to do is say I'm always included. People always want me there. They love for me to be, whatever, at their party or at their barbecue. They're always reaching out to me. These are things that I deliberately said and affirmed, and then it became true. So this is why I know I've tested it and I've proven it to myself. So I know many of you are like, I want the $1 million and I want the love. But do you know you just have to keep claiming you already have it? And you should be testing it with all these other ways like I did. I assumed that people are always thinking about me and wanting to include me with their plans. And I didn't necessarily want to have to make plans. Sometimes I do, right? Like sometimes I like to take control of the plan and make the plan. But other times, I just want to be part of that plan that others are making. You can create that reality just by affirming it. That's all I did was affirm it. I didn't take action. I've got so many examples. Join my VIP group if you want to know more examples of how you don't have to take action. Now, can you sit on your couch and manifest anything? Yes. You can. I hear people say, no, we don't want to. But yes, you can. Actually, yes, you can. You can. I do it all the time. But listen, I want you to also think of the big picture. Why are you here to live life? So yeah, I sit on the couch and I manifest things, but I also do all the things that I love. So more importantly, what action do you want to be doing? Right? Well, maybe you mean, do you have to work to make money? No, you don't. You don't. Only if you believe you do, you have to. Do you have to reach out to your specific person to manifest them? Nope. You can create a reality where they are always reaching out to you, where they are already with you. What action do you need to take? It doesn't matter as long as you're affirming it consistently. It doesn't matter. There are infinite paths, infinite possibilities. Reality is, it's only the present moment. Okay, so think about this. Reality is this present moment. There's no future. There's only the perception of the future. Reality is only this present moment that appears to be linear timeline, right? It kind of appears that, or not kind of, it is that way, right? So, but yet, it's only the present moment. We can change anything of our past by imagining it. We can change anything for our future by imagining it. So what are we imagining right now? That's the most important thing. What are you imagining right now? Are you imagining that you have your desire no matter what? Because the world literally just shaping and forming around you. So what actions should you be doing? Honestly, if you just do things you love, if you see lovely things in life, you're just going to create more of that. You've already imagined your desire. Just do the things you love. It's naturally going to happen. I've given this example, like when I was dating, like 4 or 5 years ago, when I had just gotten divorced and I started dating, and I was like, okay, I just want to meet someone organically. Okay, that's just a decision I made. I was like, I just said that to myself. Okay, and I was new, like many of you are new to this journey, right? Or many of you are not so new, but you're honing in on being a master. Okay, so I just said I'm going to meet someone organically, and that's all I said. Did I need to take action? I didn't take any specific action. I just went out when my friends invited me and I met somebody naturally. And then that was my dating phase, right? So I was like kind of dating and figuring it out because I'd been married or I'd been in a relationship for 16 years. And I was like, I didn't really know what I wanted at that point, right? I was still figuring that out, what I wanted. But I knew I wanted to start dating. So I started affirming. I'm meeting people, I'm dating, I'm meeting men organically. That's what I would say. And then it happened out of the blue. It felt like it was out of the blue, but I had affirmed it. Did I think on the way to lunch or whatever with my friends where I met the guy that I was dating, did I think that I was going to meet someone? No, not at all. I was just going for my birthday. It was actually a birthday celebration for me. Met somebody. So then somebody else I met when my friend invited me on a boat and I met someone organically. I don't know. I didn't take action. I just did whatever I was going to do. So don't overthink it. Everyone's like, should I do this? Should I do that? No, here's the only thing you have to decide about taking action. Whatever you do was the right thing to do or is the right thing to do. What action should you take? You just make a decision. Like, let's say one day you're like, I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to stay home. That's the right action. That's all you have to do is decide that was the right action to take. Because it's going to come to you if you decide it's the right action. But if you sit home and go, I should have gone, and I don't know, is this the right thing? And am I doing the right thing? And well, now you're the operant power, which means you're operating your reality. And if you don't know and you didn't decide it, then I don't know what's going to happen in your reality because whatever you've been consenting to be true for your whole life is reflected in your world. So what should you affirm? Everything comes to me. I'm a magnet for all my desires. I am the operant power. I create my reality. I have a disciplined mind. I don't have to do anything. But actually, many of the metaphysical teachers talk about like Psalm, I think it's Dr. Joseph Murphy that talks about Psalm 23. Is it Psalm 23 that it's like, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And then I don't remember the whole paragraph or whatever, but it's like lying in green pastures. Like you are provided for. Do you understand? You have the power to create that kind of reality, but you have to see it, which means you have to consistently imagine it until it becomes true. Because even when it didn't become true overnight for me, I still imagined it until it was becoming true, and it became true. And I am a magnet for my desires, and they just naturally show up for me. And when I think, oh, I would like that, it just shows up in my reality. But you understand, what are you getting emotionally about or emotional about? What are you intensely emotional about? You got to be emotional about what you do want. You can't be reacting to circumstances and then expect those circumstances to change. You're always reacting to circumstances, right? So, but how are you reacting to those circumstances? What are you picturing when you're reacting to circumstance? Any circumstance. You were expecting a specific person to message you and you haven't heard from them. How are you reacting? Are you deciding that you get what you want? Are you intensely emotional about romance and love? Are you emotional about how amazing you are? Because once you react that way, the world will show you that's true. But if they still haven't messaged you, and how are you reacting emotionally? Am I doing this wrong? Now you're assuming you're not manifesting right. What should I do to do this right? Well, once you start assuming you're not manifesting correctly, you're not in the end anymore, because now you're assuming you don't have your desire. That's really the only problem. You literally have to claim it, claim it, claim it, claim it, claim it, claim it until it's true. Let that not be a hurdle for you anymore. You are so sure that your imagination creates. Do you want to be so sure your imagination creates? Then join my VIP group, where you'll be surrounded by a community that tells you and reminds you you're the operant power. You have the power to override. You can override any situation, anything. I've imagined things about celebrities, and those things have all come true. I imagine random things in the world, like I'll see something, then I'll imagine it. I'm like, oh, and then I watch it come true. Test it in every way that you can, even with people that are not your immediate circle. Test it with what you see out there in the world. You test it by seeing something different, by making a different assumption, a beautiful, lovely, amazing, incredible assumption. Me answering that question has answered all of your questions. Meditate on that for a moment, that you're the one who's telling the story. Don't let the 3D tell the story for you, because that's what you did when you were asleep. Wake up and know that you're the creator, because you are. You're one with the creator. Hello. Thank you for all the new followers. I appreciate that. Claudia and M. Hello, hello. Okay, let me try to answer more questions. I maybe have 10 more minutes. So do things you love. Like I have pickleball. That's kind of newer in the last like half a year. I love it. I'm playing like I don't know. It depends. But I'm playing like almost every day, 5 days a week. But I'm loving it. I'm doing what I love. What action should you take? Do things you love. And know that what you imagined are already yours. I'm already like, oh, thank you, universe, thank you, source, thank you, infinite intelligence, for all my desires. Thank you for always consistently giving me anything I desire. Thank you for giving me the most beautiful life. Thank you that every day I wake up, I'm so excited to wake up. I want to wake up earlier and earlier each and every day, because I can't wait to wake up and live this day, because I already know how it's going to go, because I've already been creating that. I'm excited about it. Some days I do want to sleep in. I'm like, oh, well, I'm blessed to be able to sleep in as well. Okay, so be very mindful, very demure. Yeah, very mindful, very demure, and allow yourself to have fun with your creations. Exactly. These are the kind of comments I want to see. Can I affirm he kicked her out and only wants to be with me? Living in the end. Do you want to live in the end of the most beautiful, loving, adoring, treasuring, demure, mindful relationship? You want to live in the end of that? You got to be that. You've got to see that more often in your mind, You have to see that picture more often in your mind. That means because you imagined it, what are you going to do the rest of the day? That means you're just going to be like, ooh, you're going to get emotional about that beautiful story. You're going to think about that beautiful story. You're going to picture it. You're going to decide how amazing your life is. You grow your garden with your thoughts. You understand, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. What are you thinking about? What are you wasting? Here's what I want you to take note of today. What are you wasting your thoughts on? Scrolling random TikToks? Okay, I love TikTok, but what are you scrolling? What's the algorithm? Because my algorithm is like the most beautiful things. It's a lot of animals because I started a channel with my dog, Rocky. So I usually scroll from Rocky. Rocky is my dog, my little Yorkie. And I usually scrolling while I'm on his channel. I'm posting a couple videos and then I'm scrolling and then it's like animals and it's totally cute and it's sweet, right? But here's what I want you to take note of. What are you wasting your thoughts on? Are you wasting your thoughts on unwanted? Are you wasting your thoughts on the unlovely? Are you wasting your thoughts on what isn't going right? Because your consciousness creates your reality. What you put your attention on creates more of it. I imagined there was someone in my neighborhood that was homeless. I didn't do anything. I didn't give them money because I was testing the law. I imagined they weren't there anymore. I imagine that person was in a house. I imagine that person was nicely dressed. Well, I stopped seeing that person. They weren't there anymore. After being on that corner for such a long time, and then I decided I'm going to consciously create that they are not here anymore. Your reality is an illusion. It's an illusion. So start imagining the most lovely things. Don't feel sorry for the person on the corner. Start imagining that person is wealthy and happy and laughing. Imagine the people in your life. Test it. Test the law. No one exists without you. You're the life-giving spirit. They don't even exist without you. Okay. Oracle Psychic, hello. Thanks for following. So literally, we are like our own psychic because we are the creator of our own reality, right? So who do you say you are? All of us, right? All of you. Who do you say you are? Someone that knows how to create your reality. Someone whose life just gets better and better. Someone who is wealthy and abundant and healthy. Someone who is loved and chosen. What are you imagining about other people? Are we judging? Are we categorizing people? Because if we keep doing that, how are you changing your reality? Michelle, thank you. So hot. The chili. Love it. Go to the end of they only want to be with me. Exactly. Customize your life. Go to the end, really, that you're already together. You want to think from the end. Close your eyes and make a mind movie. Start to work on your imaginative faculty. Close your eyes and see yourself together. Close your eyes and feel their lips on yours. Close your eyes and hear their voice. You got to practice it. You might as well practice that. That's going to be more productive than talking to any friends about what's going on with the current circumstance. Or by wondering if you live from the end by imagining you have it. What does your person smell like? What is their cologne or what is their perfume? How do you feel? You're the master manifester. I'm giving you all the tools of being a master manifester. A master manifester is imagining that you have your desire. You're emotionally regulated already. My assumption is that you're emotionally regulated already, and imagining the wish fulfilled literally will appear before your eyes. It can happen. It happens to me all the time. Yeah. Okay, but you're not changing anything when you say it's hard because she lives with him. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. If you see that in your imagination, I know it's real in the 3D, but the 3D is not even as real as your imagination, because imagination's first cause. What you imagine is first cause. You understand cause and effect. What you imagine becomes your future. What you imagine is cause. Your 3D physical world is the effect. What are you imagining? Because right now, when you tell us that story, we're all imagining, oh, he lives with her. Now we just imagine that. That's projected on the screen. The screen of space, the 3D world. You just projected that on the screen of space right here. Think about that. Hi, Nikisha. Hello. So, Gold Queen, what do you want to imagine now? Because every single time you bring it up, every time you think about it, every time you're making that aspect so important, you're creating more of it. You have to, like, how do you ignore it? By living your life, living your joy, being in gratitude, by also knowing that you're the creator, by testing the law. Use little experiments to test the law on a daily basis. I've just given so many examples of how I tested the law. I dated people organically just by affirming it. It came to me. I didn't even reach out. I didn't even know how that was going to happen. And people invite me to all the parties and all the barbecues because I affirmed it. Instead of feeling like, oh, I'm always left out, or I'm sometimes left out, or how come they never invite me? All those years they didn't invite me. Well, guess what? When I started saying, now they want me there. Now they love my company. Now people are inviting me to all those things. Do you understand? You have the power to test the law. But instead of testing the law, you are deciding to put your attention on, oh, she lives with him. Well, you can't create anything different if that's what you're talking about and focused on, because that's what you're imagining and that's what's projected out. There's no way you're going to be changing that. How are you going to change it? By saying, I am the creator. I already have my desire. Stop getting emotionally involved in that story. Regulate your nervous system. Regulate your emotions. By the way, do you know you could also you could be pissed off and emotionally intense about it, that they live together, and you think about it, but then you decide to no. You could be intense about that, and you could picture yourself together with your person. It takes practice, but you can manifest your person by doing that. Use that emotion that you have of them together to picture the two of you together, and you're going to create it. But you have to picture the two of you together. Right now you're picturing the two of them together. That's going to create the two of them together. Imagination creates reality. What are you imagining? So, do you understand? This is why you could also go a little bit bigger in general, or broad, like broad with your thinking. Have broader, zoom out a little bit. Who are you? Now start really creating that version of you that feels like you're a masterpiece, because you already are, because you were born a masterpiece. No one is like you. You are a masterpiece. You are like the Michelangelo masterpiece of the world, created by the one and only creator. I mean, you're one with the creator, but that's who you are. You even created this, who you are, all of it. See who you are and put your attention there and watch what you create. And so zoom out a little bit and think about love. What do you love? And if you focus on love, you don't even have to focus on that specific person. You actually don't have to picture that specific person with you to manifest them. Yes, you can, but you don't have to. You could picture about how you love love. You could picture or affirm, really affirm is one and only thing you need to do. You can affirm how you love love. You could affirm how you love feeling secure and being secure. You could affirm that you love feeling adored and treasured and chosen. You got to picture that. And you picture it by affirming it, or by visualizing it, by scripting it. Any of those tools will help you stay in the end. What do you do the rest of the day? Just decide it's done because you imagined it. You could even use revision. Play around with revision. It's kind of fun because you're really going to see how this reality is not real. When I use revision, I'm like, oh my God, that was crazy. I imagined something that wasn't even true, and I looped it in my mind until it became true. And then it became true. Why aren't you testing that? Why aren't you testing the law? I want you guys to all claim, I already have my desire. My bills are already paid. I love it. SC, like self-concept. My bills are already paid. I love that I always have extra money. I love that I have all the money to do what I want when I want. I love that I'm loved. I decide that I'm loved. Like, these are the things you have to say to yourself. Not that that person has to love you. You actually get to decide that they love you. You're already deciding whether they love you or not, but you're doing it unconsciously. Do you understand that you have already decided, right, this is not conscious, but you've already decided that they're together because you're talking about them being together. You're the one who's creating that. So redirect your attention, grow your garden, and think about what are your thoughts through the day, because thoughts create your reality. What you're emotionally reacting to creates your reality. Your inner world creates your outer world. So that includes your thoughts and what your thought is about yourself in relation to that specific person. You literally have the power to change this. You have the power to manifest being married this year. You have the power to do that. You have the power to create someone to show up. You could create new love. You could do anything you want. You could create anything you want. But do it consciously. You don't have to be so specific. You could just decide, you know what? Love is mine. You could decide love shows up for you. I don't know. It might be that person and multiple people showing up for you. But you can't keep focusing on the story of them being together, and it's hard because you see it. Well, now you're emotionally reacting to that story. Explain the bridge of events, especially in the 3D party environment. Or did you mean third party? Oh, third party. Sorry. I was like 3D. Third. When there's a third party, like we were just describing with that other situation, you have to just ignore it. You have to realize that that was just a reality that exists. Okay, look at this. Look at this vision, because this is how reality is really, it's different than you ever imagined it to be. It's not linear time. Everything is existing right here, right now. And you're going to experience reality from what your viewpoint is and what your perspective is. So what is your perspective right now? If your perspective right now is you're the creator and what you imagine is, because it's already happening, what you're focused on is creating more of it. But like, remind yourself, you're the creator and you have the power to have anything you want and to experience anything you want. You have that power. So whatever's happening in the 3D, remember, that was just a timeline that's falling off. You just keep yourself in the end. Just know it doesn't matter what you see. Doesn't matter what you see. Are you going to react to the circumstance? It's like if someone's in a bar and there's a drunk person next to you and that drunk person's belligerent to you and yelling in your face, are you going to start fighting and being belligerent back to them? Or are you just going to step away and be like, whatever? Like, you have the power to just step away and be like, whatever, you're living your best life. So that third party or unwanted circumstance for any of you, right? Third party or unwanted circumstance is just like some belligerent drunk that's next to you in the bar. Are you going to let that irritate you and now all of a sudden you're in a fight with them and everyone's pulling you away and it's like you're reacting to that? Are you going to react to that? Or are you just going to be like, whatever, like, I don't have time for this. You want to be that person who's like, I don't have time for this. Like, whatever. That's a circumstance you don't want any part of. But don't engage with it. If you engage with it now, what are you going to create? You're going to create like this experience that you don't want because you're reacting emotionally to that person. You have to be like centered, anchored, rooted. Okay. These are important ideas for you to focus and meditate on until you are. Sure, do I ever kind of feel like I'm reacting to circumstances? Yes, I still have that. It's very few and far between. And by the way, if I did react to a circumstance, I take a breath, and really within the next 10 minutes, I'm revising it. I'm already imagining it differently. And by me imagining it differently, that's going to translate to who I am in the future and who I'm being, and help me be someone who doesn't react to circumstance. That's why revising, after you reacted to a circumstance, revise it, because that's going to train you to be the version of you who doesn't react to circumstances. Imagine it differently, as if you didn't react to the circumstance. And that's going to train you to be someone who's centered, non-reactive, anchored, secure, right? Like, think of that foundation of who you are. So do you know what to do based on what I explained here? Are you going to engage with that person who felt belligerent? Or are you just going to be like, I don't know, like literally put your hand up. Just think about that person, or the 3D, that situation. Put your hand up and be like, nope, not accepting that anymore. Not engaging with that reality anymore. What are you engaging with? And now whatever you put your attention on, redirect your attention to the beautiful, lovely things about you, about your life, about others. See the beauty in people, see the beauty in your world, see the value in your world. If you're consistently seeing that perspective, watch what happens to your life. Test it out. It does take discipline to do that. Once you start doing it, it's just who you become. It's not like I have to still try. It's just who I became. Love you all. If you want to work with me, there's so many ways to work with me. You want to do the work on your own, you can use my self-concept course. You go to here. This is the link. The link in my description will bring you to different ways to work with me. Read the success stories from my self-concept course. I want you to take this course today. Make a decision that you're not taking no for an answer, because I have hundreds and thousands of success stories. You're the next success story. I love you all. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.